Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle
everybody. Well, thank you, Danny Baker. I'm still on these. The wife's still in some of them. Yeah. Me and the wife are usually like a pair, though, you know. We try to share everything. But just a quick little intro today. I got this Corzus amp. That's what we're going to do a review on. You know, and it ain't like I hooked it up. I'm just giving you my opinions straight out of the box. Some interesting things to note looking back on what I saw of this amp. The fusing in it, I think that's really odd. A lot of amplifiers do not have fusing in them. Being that it's a full bridge, I really think it's a good thing because, you know, the Taramps got a really bad rap in the beginning because people that had like one AGM battery in the back, a regular battery under the hood, and a stock alternator, and a piece of 1/0 copper-clad aluminum wire or 4-gauge aluminum wire ran through the car to a piss-poor ground in the trunk, would buy an 8K, hook it up, and blow the amp. And, you know, the amp would blow very bad, catch on fire, and it really got Taramps a bad rap. I still see people talking about, oh, they catch fire. I've had a lot of them, they never caught fire. A lot of really loud guys are still running them and no problems. What does that have to do with this Corzus amp? You know, when you get a really heavy draw like that and you just ain't able to pull the power, a lot of times things happen like you melt a fuse holder. And I think that in this amp, you know, the weak link is gonna be them fuses. I think it's gonna make them the weak link and they're gonna blow and save the amplifier. I see that as being beneficial. Them little covers were a pain in the butt to get back on. But it is kind of crazy that you have to literally pull the amp out, unhook it, and check the fuses and replace them. But it's better than having them stuck in the side of the amp like old school. That was kind of tacky looking, you know. I just find it odd that they actually put fuses in them. Most amplifiers now, or almost all of them, have external fusing. So I see it as a good thing. The instruction manual, what little bit there was, which I'm going to... They give you more than Taramps. But that little bit of manual there, you know, some of it ain't even in English. But what I saw on there is honestly that the amp, you know, they rated it 7,500 by 1. And I think it was 4,000. I think 4,000 at 2 ohm. It's a 1 ohm amplifier. So I'm actually going to say that's probably a max rating. And I'm going to say probably dynamic or up to clipping, it probably will do that number. I don't have any reason to say anything bad about the Corzus amps. They look like they're a better built version of Taramps. We know the Corzus is, and like I say in the video, I have heard, don't hold me to it, but I have heard that the Corzus is like the high-end line like DD was, with SoundCube being their like cheaper line, and that would be Corzus, so Corzus. Don't hold me, that's what I heard. I do know that Alan Dante held world record for the longest time being the loudest man on earth running Corzus amplifiers. So, you know, it is what it is. I have decent hopes for it. I might use it in my black Jeep. At this point, I don't know. It depends what I put in there. But I'm definitely, whatever I put in the black Jeep, I'm going to test this amplifier in there with it. I'm not going to put it in right now because, you know, I still running a stock alt on a little 48 amp hour of headway. I don't want to risk it. That alternator really, the headway would be fine. But that little stock alt I have in there, I'm doing good to get 13.8 voltage, like charging out of that thing constantly. So until I get another alternator to put in there, I already have a Fat Boy regulator to get my voltage up. I'm having a C-Max. I got all the parts to build it. I just need to get it built. So we'll be on it. But anyway, let's get into this Corzus sample. Like I said, there's not many in America, so I'm like, we're going to do this unboxing video. I hope you enjoy. Right, peace people, out, guys. What's up? I got my Corzus amplifier. It's a Revolution MD 5000. I have no idea what that means at 20. It's got some weird like on it. Cause it says 220.30 watts PMPD. Who knows? But it does say 1 by 5,000 watts RMS. Impedance 1 ohm. Stickers. I like the logo on top of the box. It's really cool. And it's in plastic, which I've been pulling on. But it is like all the way sealed in the plastic. Oh, I got a camera lady taking over for me. Awesome. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. And now you can get a better look at what I was talking about that. I have no clue what that means. But this amp is sealed because that right there. Get out the old trusty Emerson and give her a cut. It's my favorite knife. All right. You're seeing this for the first time. I'm seeing it for the first time. There is not a whole lot of these amplifiers in the United States right now. I think G2 Dynamics is the only dealer for them, and that is definitely where I got mine. So, let's look. Well, they're ahead of the game. I mean, a lot of people don't... Oh, well, here's a little bubble wrap. And typically, this is actually kind of boxed up like your typical Brazilian amplifier. You know, the only difference they're doing is they actually put some bubble wrap in the box when most of your Brazilian companies do not. So let's see here. It's got a really good amount of weight. It weighs probably about as much as 1.5 Taramps MD8Ks. Okay, it's a heavy little booger. You got a clip light, a protect light, volt, temp, and on. That is kind of cool that it has temp. On this end, it tells us 1 ohm. We got your input, your auxiliary output, the old gain knob, bass boost. Don't use that crap. I have no idea what this is. And I can't even pronounce that, babe. Can you pronounce that?
Connector.
Inconnectal? Who knows?
Connector.
And then final. Okay, so inconnect would be that like subsonic filter, which I think that's what it is. Yeah, okay. Which it only goes down to 20 hertz. That really sucks because I hope it don't actually work that way. Because I'm one of these people, I like to be playing, you know, like some lows. And then final, I guess, would be your high pass or your low pass crossover. Okay, so we got the old output. It looks like it's plenty big enough for 4 gauge. And here we have input, which is like pretty much right at 1/0 size. Yeah, my pinky size, 1/0. And then the 12-volt remote and ground. So that's kind of cool. I've noticed that unlike the Taramps, it don't have anywhere, you know, to plug in like a status monitor, how the Taramp MD series have. The base series I don't think have them, but it don't have no place for that. It does have the clip light, temp. And then on the bottom, we have some stuff here. And I hate to do this. I'm going to have to give her a cut open, guys, because I want to see what's on the bottom side of this. I hope it don't have one of them tags that says, like, void if cut, because if it does, I'm screwed, because I probably already cut through it. Haha. Now, well, that was actually tucked down in there. It tells me how to use the display indicator here. And apparently this bad boy, okay, there's two 40 amp fuses there. Did you see that, guys? That is crazy. I've never really seen that on an amp before.
I'm trying to get the focus, guys.
Move back in. This, okay, two 40s there. And these things are a pain in the butt to get back in because I've already dropped it like a couple times. Okay, well, we're just gonna look. 240 amps there, 240 amps there, and 240 amps there. And man, you can kind of pan over that way. You can kind of get a gut shot of like what's in here. That is pretty beefy looking. So it says operating voltage 10 volts to 15 volts DC. Yeah, we're going to test that theory on 16 out the gate. We got a Corzus sticker with that Unicorn Pegasus on it.
I like it.
And it is the Unicorn Pegasus, which is really different. We got this certificate of ownership here that is in a language that I don't speak. They give us a little bit of English here. Okay, now here it says operating voltage. It says to 16, but on the bottom of the amp, it says 15. It don't tell me where this amplifier is made at. Oh, here we go. Made in Brazil. It says made in Brazil there. That sticker might just be made in Brazil. I don't know. Apparently, though, these are way better than Taramps. So the initial filter, which they have something totally different written down there. I guess it's like in Brazilian. That is your high pass. And then the final is low pass. I was right on that. Bass boost is garbage. Never ever use that in your life if you don't have to. It's pretty much good for nothing. And it doesn't actually tell me anything. I mean, it does have a fan in it apparently. I'm kind of surprised this got fuses in it. That's a lot of fusing too. That's like, let's see, 80, 100, 320 amps of fusing. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much all that we have on the amplifier. What I was really looking for is these specs. And I don't even think, yeah, it says MD5. I guess it says power of RMS 1 ohm, 7,500, 2 ohm, 4,000. It's a 1 ohm amp. But I mean, you can't, I can't be sure, you know. Protection limit, it protects at 18 volts and at 9 volts. So it should be able to handle 16 volt just fine. But it ain't telling me up here what voltage it does, you know, that at. And that's what I'd really like to see. Like, hey, does this bad boy do the 5K at 14 volt? Is it rated? Or does it rated it to do it at 15, 16? It's weird, though, here that it says 15 volt. And it says maximum consumption 4,000 amps. Which would be a strong 5K. And it's got enough fusing in it, I will say, for 5K. So it ought to be good, guys. But I just thought I'd share this with you since the Corzus is kind of new to the United States. And we have Corzus here. And the way this was explained to me is this is the main company. Corzus is like their budget line. That's the way it was explained to me. I don't know. I do know until Sundown recently broke the world record for DC, Alan Dante run these amplifiers and was the loudest car on the planet until here recently. Now he's a couple tenths of a dB down, so I don't know. We're going to give it a shot, guys. Peace out, and as always, bass on. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to see more of those, where I get product in, I unbox it, give, you know, my opinion, discuss the good and the bad with it, let me know down in the comments, you know. I'm gonna keep doing my big videos on weekends, obviously, but you know, they're nice little fillers throughout the week. And guys, I still have those shirts. You know, link will be in the bio for the shirts. I'm just gonna post my affiliate link in the bio. It goes straight to G2. You click on that link, you save 5%. So if you want a shirt, that's the best way to order it, is using that to get that 5% off. And yeah, all you got to do is basically go to G2 Dynamics with my link, or on your own, and just do a search for Jerry or Jerry Ain't Loud. It's going to pull it up, guys. All the ones that have bought them, I appreciate you guys. All my viewers, Patreon, YouTube members, I appreciate every one of you guys. And I have been, every time I get a subscriber, I've been writing the names on the back of the enclosure. Got a lot of room now since 2 amps are missing. But anyway, guys, peace. Peace out and bass on.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no.